What's up, guys? I'm back with another video today. Today I'm doing full spoiler review for Spider-Man No Way Home. If you didn't catch my video yesterday, I did a non-spoiler review. Uh, just to recap from that video, basically, uh, best Spider-Man movie of all time. That's all I had to say. Best Spider-Man movie of all time. One of the best Marvel movies of all time. Definitely top 3. Don't just ignore my bunny. She's being annoying. Um. So yeah, today we're doing full spoiler review. So if you haven't seen the movie, I can't stress this enough. If you haven't seen the movie, please don't watch this video until after you see the movie, or if you just do not care at all and you just wanna see me ramble all on about what happened in No Way Home. So if you're still here, great. If not, also great, I guess, if you want to see the movie before you see this. So let's get down. Let's talk about the biggest thing that happened in this movie. Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire both came back as Spider-Man. And I'm not lying when I say this. So first off, when Andrew Garfield came out of the sling ring, Doctor Strange's sling ring thing, it was being casted by Ned, which I'll get more into that later. But when Andrew Garfield showed up, man, I've seen some great scenes. I've seen some great movies in theaters. I've never once in a movie actually yelled and cheered and clapped during a movie. This was the first time ever where I actually yelled, cheered, whole 9 yards. It was insane. It was awesome. The energy, the excitement, it was all just so amazing. Pun intended. So Andrew comes out, he unmasks, everyone, including myself, freaks out. And it's one thing to know that they were going to show up, but it's another thing to actually see it happen. And man, it was amazing. It truly was amazing. And then Toby came out. Oh my god. That was good. Granted, I thought Andrew, at least my opinion, had a bit of a more hype surrounding. At least to me, I always thought Andrew Garfield was the better Spider-Man. I still think that to this day. I know it's very unpopular to think that, but oh well. I love all 3 Spider-Man actors, but I just think Andrews is the best one in my opinion. I always loved his movies. Yes, even the second one. But that's not to discredit Tobey Maguire's return. He was amazing as well. I thought he was awesome. Just the way he just was presented was... It's like they never left the role. It's like they never left the Spider-Man character, and for that, hats off. I will say, though, and I don't know if it's just the way they wrote his character for the movie or what, but something just felt kind of off. I don't know how to explain it, but something was just... I don't know. Tobey Maguire, he... less enthusiastic or something. I might just been how they wrote his character for the movie, which I'm perfectly fine with how they wrote him. I mean, granted, he hasn't been Spider-Man in 14 years, and he's supposed to be the older and wiser Spider-Man out of the 3. So of course he was gonna be less energetic, and plus he's 48 years old, Tobey Maguire. I think I saw that. But Andrew Garfield, he stole most of the scenes in the movie, which I really want him to come back as Spider-Man, and I'm hoping that he is the Spider-Man for the Venom universe. And I'll get to that universe in a little bit. But I just want to get through the main stuff first. So yeah, Tobey and Andrew returned. It was awesome. It made the movie a million times better than it already was. And it was already a great movie with the villains. But I just thought it was a fantastic return. And I just can't wait to see if they come back, when they come back, and really what other cameos Marvel's going to come up with. You know, there's word that Wolverine and Deadpool might return in Doctor Strange. That would be great. I'll get to Doctor Strange a little bit too. But enough talk from Andrew and Toby for now. Let's get to some of the other big points in the movie. Daredevil, Matt Murdock. He came back for 30 seconds. Granted, it was a very short scene. But Charlie Cox came back as Matt Murdock. And I was really, really excited. It was obviously the first scene from the movie where I was like, yes, yes. But he's back. I'm very excited to see what they do with his character, considering it's been 3 years, I believe, since his show got canceled on Netflix. And just recently, mild spoilers for Hawkeye also. Kingpin came back in Hawkeye, played by Vincent D'Onofrio. I can't say his name, but same guy who played Kingpin Netflix show came back in Hawkeye. He was great. Of course, I loved him. Now, there's just one more character who they need to bring back, and I won't ask for anything else from the Netflix shows. Punisher. They need to bring back John Bernthal as Punisher. He was the perfect casting for Punisher. So if they bring him back, great. They of course brought back Murdoch. They brought back Kingpin. I can't wait to see their futures in the MCU. But yeah, there's that. Probably the third biggest point in this movie was the death of Aunt May. Now, I want to talk about this a lot right now. If you've been keeping up with the MCU Spider-Man movies, you'll know that there has been a major lack of Uncle Ben. And I feel like the reason why was they didn't just want to rehash the old Uncle Ben gets shot and, blah, blah, blah. Instead, they make Aunt May's they make Aunt May the Uncle Ben to Tom Holland Spider-Man. And I actually really liked that. I actually really did enjoy that. So she dies. The way she dies is when Parker is trying to cure all the old villains, so Doc Ock, Goblin, Electro. The Green Goblin comes out. He takes over Norman, and basically he bombs Happy Hogan's apartment, and Doc Ock, I think, retreats because him and Electro got into it. So Doc Ock, Doc Ock was the only one who actually, well, I shouldn't say he was the only one that turned good. I mean, they all got good at the end. So Doc Ock leaves. Goblin and Peter Parker, they're fighting, which was a very brutal fight, I must say. The fight scenes in this movie were pretty good. So Goblin's beating the crap out of Spider-Man, and then, well, I should probably retrack real quick. The reason why all this started was because Spider-Man's spidey senses, which, again, they were showcased a lot better in this movie. Actually, they were really showcased, period, in this movie, because you haven't really seen the spidey sense at all in the MCU, barely. So his senses are going off. He senses that Goblin is Goblin now. And so they fight. He bombs the apartment. Just when you think Aunt May's gonna be okay, like when they're about to leave, the Green Goblin gets his glider, and I'm pretty sure he just stabs Aunt May, and so she falls to the ground. They made you think that she was okay, but she kept on catching her breath and everything. I'm just like, oh, here we go. So she's lying on the floor, and this is why I'm I was fine with them making Aunt May the Uncle Ben of Tom Holland's Spider-Man. They give her the "with great power comes great responsibility" line, and I thought it was great. As a matter of fact, this No Way Home itself made the entire Home trilogy the origin story for Peter Parker. It wasn't just one movie. They spanned it across 3 movies, one trilogy, which I'm actually really okay with, and it makes the past Spider-Man movies actually really good because of that payoff. So Aunt May dies. It's a very emotional scene. It's actually right before Andrew and Toby return, and it was necessary for Tom Holland's Spider-Man because Spider-Man got a lot of character development more in this movie than he really has ever in the MCU, and I'm very happy. And it gets me very excited for his future as Spider-Man in the MCU. I'll get to really why and how later. So those were really the main 3 major points in the movie, at least to me. So let's talk about some other important stuff or Easter eggs, whatever. So one of the more eye-opening Easter eggs was like when the multiverse was opening up, and you see all these different silhouettes of people about to come to the MCU. There were 3 very noticeable silhouettes that you could point at. I saw, and it was Kraven the Hunter, the Rhino, and Scorpion. Now, apparently, you could also see Black Cat. I didn't see Black Cat. If I get to watch it again soon, I will look out for her. But those were the main 3 that I saw, and I think just by showing off those 3 right there was actually foreshadowing the fact that those 3 could be the main villains in Spider-Man's next trilogy. It would make sense, and plus there is talk that before the multiverse idea was presented, Kraven the Hunter was going to be the main villain in No Way Home. But of course, we got the multiverse story. It was great. But it was actually pretty cool to see those villains almost come to the MCU. Like, you could see Rhino's horns, you could see Kraven's staff, and you could see Scorpion's, I don't know, back sword diamond, or what, I forget what you call it. But yeah, you saw those 3, and I thought it was really, really cool how they did it. There were 2 post-credit scenes. The first one also gets me very excited for the future of Spider-Man because it actually has Venom. Tom Hardy's Venom does make a cameo in this movie. And it seems to take place a little bit, like, actually right after Venom gets transported into the MCU in the post-credit scene of Let There Be Carnage. So Eddie and Venom, they're in the bar, they're getting drunk. Eddie's trying to understand just what has happened in MCU, so he mentions Iron Man, he mentions Thanos snapping his fingers, killing half the universe. And then they actually leave the MCU. But Venom does leave something behind, and it is a small piece of the symbiote, meaning that the symbiote is now in the MCU, and it'll more than likely attach to Tom Spider-Man sometime in the trilogy. I would really like. I hope he doesn't get in the fourth one. I hope he actually gets it, if anything, in the fifth one. Because I want them to actually build up Venom. I don't want him to do another Spider-Man 3 where he just comes out of nowhere, you forget about him for an hour and a half, then he out of nowhere he just attaches onto Peter Parker and he's Venom. Yeah. But I am excited for how they do that. I makes you question, are they going to do Eddie Brock? I'm kind of thinking that they're going to do Scorpion. Because in the comics, Matt Gargan does get the symbiote. And it's hard to say if they will do another Eddie Brock. If they do, fine. If not, fine. I just hope it is different than Tom Hardy's Venom. Even though I love that version of Venom, I do think and I do agree that it should be more evil, more villainous. Second post-credit scene was just a full-on trailer for Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness. They actually did release that trailer today, and right after this review, I will be making a reaction video of that one. I think I hit pretty much the main parts in this movie. The ending of the movie was great. So everyone forgets about Peter Parker existing, and just like classic Spider-Man, he moves into his crappy apartment, and we actually see he actually makes a brand new suit, and it is gorgeous. I mean, it's got the classic blue and red. He's got like a new spider symbol and everything. It was great. He was like swinging through New York. The movie overall was just really, really good. So I know it wasn't a detailed spoiler review, but I did touch upon the main parts. Like I said in my non-spoiler review, the villains were great. Doc Ock, Goblin, everyone was great. So if you like my review and everything, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Blah blah blah. And I guess I will see you in a few, because right after this, I'm gonna do the Doctor Strange trailer reaction. So, yeah, keep my eye out for that. Other than that, see ya.